Hello, everybody, beautiful people. I'm Juliet, and today I'm here with my dear medicine sister, Patty, who I'm so excited to bring on because you literally changed my life, and I really want to share this with everyone in my audience. Patty and I are doing a retreat together in April in Austin, and this idea came after I start working with her. I just couldn't wait to share this medicine with all of you. So today I invited Patty over to my channel to share what she does. A little bit of background on her. She and I know each other for a couple of years. We met in Colombia. We studied the same medicine. We study Yahe, and Patty and Henry in it for the long haul. This is their lifestyle. I'm more like in between the two worlds. That's why I'm the modern medicine woman, right? I'm juggling the city life and then I'm going to the jungle. But you guys are kind of like always in there studying. And now finally, I'm so grateful that you guys are sharing more. And I'm really excited to talk to you about this emotion code work and the magic that you do with your pendulum, and how it was very supplemental to my work with medicine. It kind of got rid of the little clutter that I couldn't get rid of in the 3D, and access to my subconscious. Even though I do meditations, I do fasting, I do, you name it, I do everything. But after doing the session with you, I really felt the change, and I really felt the void, that the clutter was gone, and I start seeing the difference and I start feeling different. So I want to talk to you about the emotion code, the work that you do with your magical pendulum. So welcome.
Hi, thank you. So happy to be here. We've been talking about it for so long, and finally we're settled in and we get to do this interview, and looking forward to the retreat we're doing together. So thank you for making all that happen. I'm sincerely grateful. Everything is as it should be. A little bit about myself is, my husband and I, Henry and I, have been in the spiritual path for maybe 11 years now. I keep saying 10 years, but it's now I got to add the years to it. So probably 11 years. And this transformational energy block release that we do came to me before medicine. It was like something I found, and then I got like a download of how to do it my way, in a way, using my pendulum, which my pendulum is more so muscle testing. And a lot of people know what muscle testing is. And maybe at the retreat, we get to teach that a little bit, because it's a game changer for me. It's how I found plant medicine and how I knew where to go, and how we found our taita and told me to go to Colombia, all through muscle testing. And so I implemented my pendulum because I felt it was more accurate. And then we started doing it with more percentages, because we release blocks. And sometimes if I say, you don't love yourself, and you're like, no, I do love myself. And I was like, oh, and then we do the pendulum. And it's like, well, 95% you do. So you have a little bit more to work on. And so that's what we did with you, with your career, I think is what we did, right?
We did it with everything, but I want to point out before we continue further, so people can understand, when we ask question, the pendulum answers according to our subconscious beliefs. So when we do muscle testing, because it's not your conscious mind answering the pendulum. Where does the pendulum gets the answer?
So for me, I built such a relationship with my pendulum, which I'll show you in a little bit. If you YouTube pendulum, and readings, they will definitely say it comes from your subconscious. But we are a pendulum. When you do the sway test and everything, you are a pendulum. And when you really start connecting to your higher self, to source, to the spirits, for me, it became, when I pick up my pendulum, it's like a key to get into those realms.
Mm-hmm.
I do readings with them. I do everything. So then, yeah, you're not really using your subconscious anymore. And this is why out of the sway test, and there's all different forms of doing muscle tests, I felt that was more subconscious, because if I really want something, I'll be like, no, it says yes. But with a pendulum, for me, when you really build that connection, it's connecting to your higher self. And I had to ask, am I using my subconscious? Am I using my higher self? What are we connecting to? And so when your pendulum moves very slow, very stagnant, then yes, it can be your subconscious. Excuse me. The mambe is kicking. And so let's start with a little bit of introduction. So I named my pendulum Rose because it's connected with Rose. And I made it heavy because when I used to do this live and it was a really thin cord, they're like, oh, you're moving it, you're doing it. And so I made it really heavy. So it's impossible for me to move.
I actually seen it, you guys. I've touched it, and now I'm going to make my own because the one I have is super thin and I can't, like, I'm doubting myself. Am I the one who's moving it? So I want to make my own, and I'm looking for the perfect weight. I know it will come to me.
Yeah. So in the very beginning, I always tell people, do little questions, not major questions, because I use them for major questions. Where I live, where I travel. I traveled all Costa Rica, and the hotels I picked were all through muscle testing. I would just go through TripAdvisor. I'm like, where do I stay? And it would pick out and then it was the perfect place. Even where I first started drinking medicine, I could have picked Brazil, Peru, Colombia, Costa Rica, and it picked a specific place, and which was actually Rhythmia. And why? And then I asked, why am I going there? And it was because if I really map it out, it was to meet that, to want to meet Taita Juanito, which took me to Colombia, to his Ambiwasi, which then took me to, it was like a whole chain reaction. So when you do major decisions,
which took you to me,
which took you to you, which took to everything that is in my life right now, all the goodness, So muscle testing is really higher self when you really connect. And so, when I work with it, I have such a connection with it that it can even be a lie detector test. Like if I say my name is Henry, it will say, no, it's not Henry. It's my name, Patty. And it says, yes, And if I tell it to show off, like really make a nice big spin. And so then it's showing off right now. And it says, I can make it really big. And then if I say stop, it just stops. And I say, okay, give me a medium, nice and slow, nice and fast, nice and big. Give it a big straw. Let's do an energy healing for everyone who's watching. Clear the space for them. And when you're done, you can end. And so right now we're going to clear the energy for anybody who's watching this video. Send them nice and love, powerful energy. And then it'll stop and it'll bless it. So at that point, it's not subconscious. It's higher source, spirit, whatever you want to believe in, whatever is your power. And then it stops, and you are a pendulum. So this is just a tool. I can use anything to muscle test because the energy flows through you. So the energy, this is just a reflection of my energy, of the source working through, and it's using this tool per se to use it. And I have a little stone. I like it because it's really heavy. And no one can say, oh, you're moving it, you're making it stop, it's turning
impossible. I touched it. I mean, I have to be really like this to move it.
Yeah.
And the way you're holding it, it's impossible for it to
and
move.
I'm holding it up in the air, so it's not like I'm resting it. You have to do this, and I'm just trying to hold it as still, but the power that comes with it like jerks it a little bit, and then it moves the other way.
Yeah.
So muscle testing was my first step. And then I created boards. When I started learning about ego versus soul, that was my first board to find out, to merge with your soul 100%. So I used to start off with that one. So I do this thing, and then you can find out what egos, and we can remove the blocks from it. And then I went into the emotional energies, because every illness or dis-ease comes from emotions. And we know that. We have to bring those feelings up, which you actually had when your last ceremony together, you say, we got to bring the feelings to surface to heal. That couldn't be more accurate. We have to bring those feelings up to surface. And what we do is, in our life, we all had traumas. We've all had heartbreaks or lack or insecurities or something in our life. And we think we processed it, or we buried it, or we moved on. And then sometimes we forget about it. And so what all I'm doing is telling you when it happened, telling you what it is, what could have been going on, and we bring it from your subconscious that it's buried, and we bring it into your conscious awareness so it can be released. So that's bringing it up to the surface so we can release it. And so
once it's released, it's released.
It's released forever. Not meaning you can't create new ones, because if you don't change the way you process your emotions, you easily could create new ones. Also, I learned that we can align, like we're going to align ourselves to this retreat, make sure that we're completely aligned 100% to your ventures, to your goals. You can align yourself to love, career, health. Sometimes it's something totally different, that like time management, that would come up. Whatever is catered to you personally, whatever your higher self would need.
Yeah, I feel once it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone.
I feel once it's gone, the filter is gone, because you were making the decisions coming from the trauma, and it kind of goes through a filter. Excuse me. You just said that you may be creating the same behavior, but since there's no filter, I'm actually not creating the same behavior. Now I'm coming from a totally new place.
Right.
And exactly what happened to me, because I wasn't feeling stuck, and I wasn't feeling resentful. I wasn't feeling the fear that I usually fear, let's say, over career stuff. I actually, for me, it was gone. And
it brings you to the awareness, right? Like now you're aware of it. And so now like, nope, I'm not going to have fear. I'm going to be
even though I've done so much work with plant medicine, this was a great supplement for me to make it solid.
Which is a good point that you brought up there, because as I traveled with the code release, right, I started implementing it into plant medicine. And plant medicine works on, let's say, the major things in your life, what they feel you need healing and all that other stuff. But something that's wouldn't consider, let's say, a relationship or love relationships, it will leave that for last, And so, or something with family or career, the medicine is not going to focus on that, because it's dealing with so much other big stuff, right? So then what I realized is, when I do the emotional block before the medicine, I bring everything up to your awareness, and the medicine now knows what to clear out, because we brought it to the surface, right? Yeah. And then when I come back, it's completely done. Sometimes it's completely healed, or I do it after medicine. And let's say we don't get to do it prior, and I do it after and we're about to do another ceremony, let's say. The healing process, the releasing process, which usually takes 2 to 3 to 5 days, we'll say 1 day. And it's because you're about to heal it through medicine. So it's going to be clear. So I saw how the medicine and the emotions and the code came together. And so now I do it with ceremonies, whether we're having a full moon ceremony with cacao, and we're about to do, let's say, rapé and all that, and I'll do it prior to that, and then we'll release it through our ceremonies. Also, the percentages, when I say it's so, let's say you have this much, let's say 90%.
I can give an example. Remember my relationship, my self-love, self-worth was 83%. I mean, I thought I love myself. I thought I'm the shit. But Yeah, 83% of it, I'm the shit, but 17%,
bit,
there's what's missing. And I had no idea that my father leaving when I was 2 years old had anything to do with it.
exactly.
And so because of the work that I did with you, I was able to find that 17% and we cleared it. Thank God.
Yes.
But I'm still single.
But in time, give it time, give it time.
I know. We just fixed that. So I'm waiting for my perfect match.
And so, and even with the percentages and even with the releases, when we release it, this is out there. Many people do it, they call it the emotional block release. And I call mine the transformational energy release because it can literally transform. What I noticed was when we take something out, because let's say this block is living in your heart or living in a pain that you have on your shoulder or on your back, and we release it, there's a hole. And so when I got downloaded all this information of how to do it for myself and with the pendulum and do it my way, it says you have to fill it up with what you want. So if we're releasing, let's say, anger, then we'll replace it with love, forgiveness for others, forgiveness for self, serenity, whatever comes up at that moment. And so then now we're filling up that hole with all goodness. And so there's no chance that as soon as you leave me or go somewhere, you're going to collect that same anger, because now we replaced it. And so all these little things have changed
the hole. Yeah. So
gotta seal it.
Yeah, you have a program for that too. So it's called the Raising the Program.
Raising the program of the subconscious.
That's what you do. So we have done that too. So in our retreat, we will be doing this to everyone. I'm so excited.
So what happens with that, I got it from psych kinesiology, right? And so it's kind of that form where we're using the left brain and the right brain, and we're crisscrossing to use 100. So instead of 30 days to create a habit, you do it in 5 minutes. And so we give you a list of statements, and then we see what the percentage is, like I love myself unconditionally, like you love yourself unconditionally, but then we'd be 95%, right? So it's like that little bit. So then we'll program you into subconsciously being prepared, and then you just have to do the work consciously. And that stays forever as well. Because I did my mother's actually a long time ago. And she's like, check on my subconscious and make sure. And it was 100% aligned. Everything was 100% still. I was like, you got to do the work consciously. Because consciously, sometimes we can self-sabotage, And so, but the subconscious, totally programmed. So I am looking forward to being able to do that for everyone, releasing all these unwanted energies, and which helps to heal the body, any pain, any discomfort, any, that's what it is. It's all based out of emotions.
And for the people who cannot come to the retreats all the time or cannot find you in person, you also do Zoom sessions, right?
Yeah, we did a few of your friends on virtual. Yes, because it's all completely.
I know you're busy, but is there a day that you take clients? I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people asking me like,
oh yeah. Well, now that I'm settled in, because we had major changes. And so now that we're more settled in, I'm starting to take clients again because
I always recommend people to do their homework before they pick a person. This is not a new thing. There's a lot of people doing or claiming that they're doing what you are doing. Bradley Nelson has a book called Emotion Code. I read it like 2 years ago and it kind of stuck with me. And I was looking to get a session done with someone. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anyone until I met you. And then we weren't even talking about it. It just popped up because it was so in front of my mind that, okay, I really want to get this session done with someone. Literally, universe delivered you to me. Like you came to me as an opportunity because I'm a great manifester. And I'm saying this with most humble heart you can imagine. When I want something, I already have it. because I
Exactly.
believe in the
It's
power
done.
of, I believe in the power of, you know, acting as if.
We're both manifestors. That's it.
Yeah,
It's
so I
just
just
do it
let it
now.
go. I knew I wanted to do this session with someone, but I wanted to do this with someone who's badass, who's like, what's up, who knows. And you came as like a gift because you're my medicine sister. We do ceremonies together. I mean, I trust you with my life. But
Oh,
if
you.
someone is out there and doesn't know you and doesn't know how to get in touch with someone like you, like what do you recommend for them to look for before they actually pay for a session or hire someone?
You know, it's funny you mentioned Bradley Nelson because I also read his books a long time ago. And sometimes, and for me, that was to bring it to my awareness, and I didn't take any of his courses. I just read it and I understood. And this is when I saw he had a program. And then what the download told me was like, it's not complete because you can't just clear it in three swipes, 10 swipes, and then leave the hole open and all this other stuff. So it was just something that I needed to fine tune for myself.
Mhm.
And just as with medicine, just as your Reiki healer, just as your massage therapist, just as your life coach, look at the person, look how they're living, look at their frequency, because what I always say, there's only one energy. We name it all these names: Reiki masters, healing touch therapy, light therapy, all these different things, but there's one energy. That's all there exists. The
Mhm.
difference is the frequency that it's being delivered. And the frequency can be affected by, let's say, if it's a person who lives with anxiety or it's always stressed out, drinks a lot of coffee, smokes cigarettes, drinks a lot of wine, has their own personal problems, or you can tell by the way they're talking to you and everything. You kind of tell just by speaking with someone, having a phone conversation first and feeling their energy. Do you want that energy? Because what I do is I transfer my heart to you. I transfer my whole self to you, and I'm using myself as a proxy when we're doing it virtually. So I make sure I eat clean, I live clean, everything's always positive. And, now we're living in like nature. So I have a lot of grounding. I have a lot of, source helping me through it. You wouldn't go to a relationship counselor with someone who doesn't have a relationship or doesn't even know how to attract love into their life. You
Mm.
wouldn't go to a healer who's an alcoholic, and or you wouldn't even receive blood. They don't even give you blood if the blood is tainted. They look for really healthy blood. So in those same categories is the same when you find your medicine man, you find your healer, your massage therapist, your coach,
Yeah.
you know your relationship counselor. You really have to feel their energy and see if that's what you want to be given to you. And that's how I do everything.
I actually
Even
did
us
too. Yeah,
connecting is
yeah, I
because we've known each other for years, but we really connected now because our frequencies have matched. We're at the right vibe, where we're one.
I leveled up to come.
No, and you connected with my husband as well, and it was just like good, but
Yeah, I
divine
connected
timing.
with Henry, I think, before I connected with you. I don't know why. Not on purpose. It just,
No, it's all perfect. It's
yeah.
all perfect because he has that strong vibe energy. Maybe I needed to match up, because you guys, and so I was still doing my work, a couple years ago, and maybe now I'm frequently be able to vibe with you. It's all perfect. Everything in this world is divinely perfect. Always everything meshes together, and there is no obstacles. And the reason why I told you you had a block was because you're doing everything right. You drink medicine, you're positive, you have the right environment, you're not drinking, you're not smoking, so why is this delay? It's like you have a block. Because if you're doing everything right and it's still not working for
And
you,
I
it's
had
because you
no
have a
idea.
block. There's a block there that needs to be released so your path can open up more. And
I
so that
feel it. I feel everything is moving very rapidly, actually. I just feel like I got out of my own way
Mm-hmm.
with my, I mean, everything changed. I wake up different now. Weird
Yeah,
now, you know.
that's
Thanks to you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh,
I swear. I swear. I want to do a little demonstration with the pendulum
yeah.
because I really want people to see that it really is amazing. I mean, for me, I still get my jaw drop like, oh, how did that happen?
Let's clear the energy.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, and it's, just by holding it and connecting to your energy, right? Before I said, is my name Patty? And it says yes. So now I'm going to connect to your energy.
mhm. I
I'm
have
Patty.
one.
My
I
name
want
Patty. It says no. Is
to,
my name Juliet? Oh, I'm Juliet for a minute.
Juliet.
Yay!
Okay. So, I really feel that there's this man is coming. I don't know why. I feel the energy. I haven't met him. He's not in my life. I don't know what the pendulum. I feel
It's
like, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna meet my partner soon.
It says not right now.
I feel, did you guys,
Wait, so let's do a little backtrack so people can understand and read. So here's what is my yes, right? This is what is my no.
opposite side?
Uh-huh. What is my maybe is back and forth. And what's not right now is just still.
Okay, so I'm not meeting him right now. So I feel it's circling me. I feel the energy of a partner. I don't know. I just keep
Well,
meeting.
that is true.
It is true, right? I feel like interesting people popping up because I've been single a while. It's kind of like I feel like I've been tested. What am
That
I
is
gonna do?
true.
Yeah,
It's
so
almost like a lie detector test. It can tell you what if I'm like
exactly.
if I'm giving you information and if I say you like alcohol, it'll say no, she
No,
doesn't.
I don't.
She likes healthy stuff. Yes. So you see, like it's almost like it will make sure we're saying the right information. So it's
Yeah.
saying yes to everything you're saying. So that's
So, okay. One question: is my partner in South America?
no,
Is he American?
no.
Interesting.
Is your partner in the medicine path?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it could be from anywhere in the world.
Aha. Is he a healer? Yes. Is he walking your same path? Yes. Do you know him yet? No. Ah, will you meet him? Yes. Will you meet him at our retreats? It says no. Will you meet him on a medicine retreat? Yes. So not our cacao retreats, but our medicine retreats? Maybe? No. In another different retreat. Yes. So he's out there. We're going to meet him when we start traveling all over.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good. You see, you guys, how did it work?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Pendulum. Thank you, thank you. I can't wait to find my own.
Well, like, let's say if we need to find out if you're 100% aligned with love, you are. Are you 100% aligned with the relationship? Yes. Are you 100% aligned with your career, which is what we worked on? You still are. Are you 100% aligned with our retreat? It says no. So, are you 50% aligned with our retreats? Yes. More than 50%? Yes. 50, 60, 70, 80s? No. 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 74%. So we have to align you to that. We got to do a little quick session and get you aligned with this retreat so it can flow.
Yeah,
In my
I
100%, let's find out about me. It's my name, Patty. Yes, I disconnected from you a little bit. Am I 100% aligned with our retreats? Yes. So we just got to release some blocks and we can have a session on that.
yeah.
And so that's how it works. I just ask
I
random
can
questions.
tell you, I mean, I'm going to be super honest here in public. I don't know how many people are going to watch this, but every time in the past, organized an event, COVID happened. Something happened. The person I was going to do, like, I felt like there's always a reason that event didn't go through. So I have a little fear. At least I know. I have a little fear. Like, I know we're doing this retreat, but deep down there's this doubt. What if? So I'm trying to, maybe that's why I'm.
No, and you keep passing that on to me, and I'm like, no, everything is perfect.
Yeah, so how many times I told you that? Yeah, exactly.
What I always say, everything is perfect. There
Yeah.
is no expectations.
So
whoever's meant to be there will be there. Whoever is ready to be there will be there. Whoever wants to release will find it. Everything is perfect. When we speak to the universe.
Yes.
The universe is a master genie that always says yes. And so whatever we put out to that universe, however we talk, if we are talking, we're not going to have the people. We're not going to, the universe is okay. No one's going to find it.
Deep down, I know I have that little hiccup.
Yeah.
So we will have.
We have to always make sure that's coming from your feelings. So, our feelings are more powerful than our words.
Because I'm an emotional worker.
Always make sure our feelings are always talking. Everything is perfect. For me, I have no expectations. We're out there. It's the same way because of how I built my community where I am in Florida. I learned about the feminine, and I learned about the full moon, and I had this connection, and then I started doing the healings, and it started off small, and then one person told another, and now I have a huge community, a medicine community. I'm always doing medicine, and it all built on its own. Every single company in this world started, even YouTubers, started with 0 subscribers at one point, and now they have millions, but it all starts with 0. Yeah. So I have no expectations because we always have to start with 0.
Yeah.
And then it goes up from there. And as long as we're giving our heart and we're giving all of us more value, 100% love, it's perfect. Whether it's one person, 5 persons, 10 people, 20 people, 40, doesn't matter. It's all perfect. And when you think of it that way, it's beautiful. And I am just going to enjoy just meeting new people. I am enjoying to meet up with old people because I know so many people want to come and see us. And they come visit me here in Florida. They fly out here. And then now they're telling me to come to their place because now I'm a nomad. I live everywhere is my home. I travel everywhere, and I'm getting invited, to come over here and do things over here and come over there. So
honestly, if I didn't have children, that would be me. I would totally, if I didn't have children, that would be me. I would travel and I would be a nomad for a couple of years.
And this is always my dream. But, and then people are like, what's going on with Costa Rica? Are you giving? I was like, no, Costa Rica is the end. I got to do all this fun stuff first.
Yeah.
And then everything we're doing, I'm putting my shares into Costa Rica. And this is why I'm doing it. So we can build our place in Costa Rica, our home, where we all come together and enjoy nature, just like your background is reminding me of Costa Rica, because that's exactly how my home looks.
I live in the city. I live in the, it's like, I don't have the nature. So in my home, I made a wall.
And I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's why I mentioned Costa Rica, because that just literally looks like the entrance to when we go into my property. It's all full of trees like that, and then you just walk down this passageway and then it all opens up. So
amazing.
I'm like, oh, we're already in Costa Rica.
We will be doing, actually Patty and I will be doing a lot more retreats. Austin is just our first stop. And then we will be doing California, and then we will just, God knows where we will be. But I'm so grateful that you came on and share your knowledge with us. I will be posting the full interview on the YouTube, but I have to dissect it a little bit for the Instagram and all.
And you're totally getting at me out of my comfort zone, because
good. I want you to get me out of my comfort zone.
Being on camera is not my cup of tea. I like things in person.
Yeah.
So thank you for giving me another challenge to get over. And yeah, and for anybody who can't make it and wants to do block releases and raising the program, they can feel free to email at thenowis@gmail.com.
I will
And
put all the info. I'll
yeah,
put all the info.
and
Yeah.
yeah, this has been so fun.
I'm gonna stop the recording now and then.
Wait, let's just seal the energy before you
Yes.
stop. Let's give thanks and blessings and light. Thank you so much for having this opportunity to share. We give thanks to this Mother Earth, this universe, and all the directions. Many blessings to all. Perfect. Boom.
Thank you.